RFK in the Lion's Den and the Mark of the Beast. It's 5 and 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Friday, September 5th, 2025. I'm Derek Gilbert. If you're wondering about the casual attire today, it's because we woke up this morning to find that the pump on our water well has stopped working. So until the technicians get here and can resolve the issue, we're without water for basic things like brushing our teeth, shaving, showering, and so forth. And trust me, the way my hair was this morning, it's going to take some water to get it back in line. So appreciate your understanding. Item number 5 today, the Afghanistan earthquake that hit earlier this week, the death toll there in remote eastern Afghanistan towards the border with Pakistan, now over 2,200 with another 3,700 injured. There was another series of aftershocks there this morning, the most powerful of magnitude 5.6. That was felt as far away as Kabul and the Pakistani capital of Islamabad. Item number 4 today, the Mark of the Beast. Not officially, but central bank digital currency seems to be moving in that direction. It's now being rebranded as digital ID. And of course, when you're tying a digital ID to your finances, you wind up with something very much like the mark of the beast, without which one will not be able to buy or sell. Now, even though President Trump has made it clear he will not allow a central bank digital currency here in the United States, and the Fed seems kind of only half interested in pursuing the idea, the Department of the Treasury has filed a request for public comments for input on the use of, and I quote, innovative or novel methods to detect and mitigate illicit finance risks involving digital assets, end quote. This is in accordance with the Genius Act and is Donald Trump's policies to support, quote, the responsible growth and use of digital assets, end quote. This is part of President Trump's executive order to strengthen U.S. leadership in digital financial technology. There's a lot of inside baseball here, a lot of convoluted language, but the bottom line is this. The Treasury Department is looking for ways to develop ways of tracking what is decentralized finance to mitigate problems with money laundering and financial terrorism. And of course, by doing that, you lose the financial privacy that comes with using digital assets like Bitcoin. And when you tie that again to your bank account, your ID is tied to your bank account, then you got the infrastructure for something very much like the social credit system in China. And that affects your ability to buy and sell. And when the government's in control of that, I mean, you don't even need to believe in end times Bible prophecy to see how useful this could be to a future global government. And again, while the Federal Reserve Bank, the U.S. Central Bank, is not pursuing it, the Treasury Department is now pursuing it. And so one way or another, this is all moving in that direction. Item number 3, Wrong Think. Talked about this earlier this week. Comedy writer Graham Linehan in the UK, creator of Father Ted, probably his best-known creation, was arrested Monday at Heathrow Airport in London as he returned from the United States, met by 5 armed Metropolitan Police officers because of 3 comments he posted to X back in Twitter, critical of transgender ideology. Those under UK law were interpreted as incitement to violence. Well, Linehan has threatened to sue the Metropolitan Police, says he's going to do it now. And in response, Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley said officers should not be policing toxic culture war debates. It's nice to see that he's actually agreeing to this, but it's too bad that it takes somebody high profile like a Graham Linehan getting arrested to force politicians' hands. Rowley said, quote, policing has been left between a rock and a hard place by successive governments, end quote, because this is not entirely the fault of the Labour government led by Sir Keir Starmer, because this began under the conservative, hear the air quotes, conservative government previously headed up by Rishi Sunak. Officers, according to Rowley, had no option but to investigate the tweets. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said during PMQ's Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday that he believed the police should be able to focus on the most consequential issues. Well, why wait until somebody famous gets busted for this stupid law to actually say, oh, yes, we're going to fix this now. It's because they really want to control what Brits can say or post to social media. Speaking before a congressional committee in Washington, the leader of the Reform UK party, Nigel Farage, cited the arrest of Linehan as what he called an awful authoritarian situation for free speech in the UK. And because Farage has been speaking out about that and about the terrible situation with unrestricted immigration into the UK, where migrants who oddly seem to be disproportionately young men of military age are being put up in nice hotels on the taxpayer's dime. Reform UK is now leading in the most recent polls. If elections were held today, Nigel Farage would be the next Prime Minister of the UK. Reform UK leading the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, the Liberal Democrats, Lib Dems, and the Greens. This is just a remarkable shift in the last year when the Liberals won a landslide victory, and within a year, Sir Keir Starmer has become the most unpopular Prime Minister in recent British memory, if not ever. And if that wasn't enough, by the way, for Starmer in terms of headaches, his Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, resigned this morning because of an ethical error regarding tax paid on a new home that she purchased. She underpaid the tax that was due by about £40,000. That's about $55,000 US on a home worth about $1.35 million. She said it was a mistake, but she's going to resign anyway. Anyway, if things continue, Farage will probably be the UK's next Prime Minister, but the next election there, not until August of 2029, so a lot can happen between now and then. Item number 2 today, RFK in the Lion's Den. If I can find the 3-hour video of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Health and Human Services Secretary, his appearance before the Senate committee Thursday, I'm going to sit down and watch it because this sounds like it would be great entertainment. Kennedy was basically subjected to a lineup of Senate Democrats who wanted to take pot shots at Kennedy, basically trying to paint him as a threat to America's health. Well, Vice President J.D. Vance, Kennedy held his own, more than held his own. He made the Senate Democrats look like school kids playing games. And it's really a shame here in the United States, by the way, that politics has become so performative. Maybe it's always been this way, but of course, social media, television, video streaming has made it just much worse. But they weren't there. Democrats on the Senate committee were not there to get actual information to help them better represent the interests of their constituents. They were there to try to make Kennedy look bad, and he just wasn't having it. Well, Vice President J.D. Vance also tore into Senate Democrats afterwards on social media, posting that when I see all these senators trying to lecture and gotcha Bobby Kennedy today, all I can think is, you all support off-label, untested, and irreversible hormone therapies for children. And again, they're trying to make Kennedy look like the threat to American national health. Again, if I can find that video, I think I've got my Friday night entertainment set. Coming up, DEI and the DOD. Apparently it is DEAD. I will explain next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can support the ministry of Skywatch TV in our continued efforts to share the gospel of Jesus Christ throughout the 4 corners of the world and receive your very own copy of this urgent new work when you order the Ancient Cities Ultra Collection. Not only does this incredible opportunity include Micah Van Huss's new book, Ancient Cities and the Gods Who Built Them, but it also includes 2 in-depth companion DVDs on ancient civilizations. First, Ancient Cities and the Gods Who Built Them, Atlantis and Eridu on DVD. Get ready for a mind-blowing exploration with Micah Van Huss as he dives into the mysteries of the Nephilim, the truth behind the Tower of Babel, the legend of Atlantis, and the Shining Ones. Micah uncovers how ancient civilizations connect to our Christian faith today, explores what Jesus meant when he warned that his return would be like the days of Noah, and unravels the mysteries of the ancient giants. But that's not all. This special offer also includes the brand new DVD, Ancient Cities and the Gods Who Built Them, Olympus and Rome. Join Micah on an exhilarating journey as he uncovers the mysteries behind why Joshua destroyed not just the men, but also the women, children, and livestock of the Anakim Raphaim. Delve into the fascinating parallels between the Bible and ancient Greek mythology in this eye-opening exploration that will challenge everything you thought you knew about God's creation and the ancient world. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $75. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Ancient Cities Ultra Collection right now.
Item number 1, DEI in the DoD. Did you know that there was a director for transgender health care in the United States Navy? The key word in that sentence is was. Her name is U.S. Navy Commander Janelle Mara. She was, until this week, Deputy Medical Director for Transgender Healthcare at the Naval Medical Center in San Diego. Well, apparently this had kind of flown under the radar until a few days ago when it was called to the attention of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who, by the way, will soon be the Secretary of War as President Trump rebrands the Department of Defense, returns it to its original name, the Department of War. President Harry S. Truman changed it just after World War II. Anyway, War Secretary Pete Hegseth yesterday posted to X, pronouns updated to she, her, fired. DEI in the DoD is apparently DEAD. This week on Skywatch TV, we continue our fascinating discussion about Micah Van Huss's book, Ancient Cities and the Gods Who Built Them. What's the connection between ancient cities like Babel and secret societies today? Don't miss the program. You can see it right now at our website, skywatchtv.com. Our video content always there. You can also catch it right now over the air. Our broadcast schedule posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. Now, if you add the Skywatch TV channel to your set-top box or to your smart TV, whether it's Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, Android TV, go to their app store. You'll find the Skywatch TV channel there. Install it, and all of our video content will be on your big screen whenever you click the remote. We're also on the internet, youtube.com/@Skywatch Television. Please subscribe, share, click the bell for notifications. Hit that like button, and you'll also find us at rumble.com/SkywatchTV, or download our free mobile app to your smartphone or tablet. We've got versions for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets, and links to those app stores at skywatchtv.com/app. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we were at the Remnant Rising Conference in Springfield, Missouri. All of us from Skywatch TV were there. Joe Artis Horn talking about the work we do at Whispering Ponies Ranch and why it's so important. Donna Howell talking about how the next great revival may be led by people we wouldn't normally associate with church. The messy ones, she calls them. Nita Horn talks about the work at WPR and keeps some Kleenex handy there when she talks about the late Tom Horn. Sharon talking about how we are reliving the 1930s, my talk on the supernatural war for the land of Israel and the watcher that is behind it. That and much more. Our good friends Kenny C., Jamie Walden, Vicki Joy Anderson also taking part in this conference. You can get access to all of those forever. No time limit on the purchase of the stream or the video on demand from hearthewatchmen.com and save $10 with promo code OASIS. That is OASIS, promo code OASIS at hearthewatchmen.com. We're just, we're about 6 weeks away from heading to Israel, Sharon and me. And there's still a few seats left on the bus. If you've got your passport and you would like to see ground zero in this long supernatural war, we encourage you to join us. We'll be in Israel October 19th through 30th of 2025, visiting sites like Gilgal Rephaim, the Shamir Dolmen, the one with a 50-ton capstone. I mean, how did they lever that up on top of the standing vertical stones? 50 tons. That's like levering an 18-wheeler up on top of the... How did they do it? We don't know, but we will explain that from there why, when you look down into the valley, you are looking on the literal valley of the shadow of death. We'll take you to Jerusalem, the Temple Mount, the Mount of Olives, the Western Wall, the tunnels, much, much more. You can get a look at the sample itinerary and reserve your seat on the bus at gilberthouse.org/travel, gilberthouse.org/travel. And follow 5 in 10 online. We're at YouTube. That is at 5 in 10. If you would, please subscribe, share, click the bell for notifications, hit the like button, leave your comments below. You'll also find us on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching as we keep watch. Back Monday, hopefully showered and shaven. And until then, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.